Welcome Keir on his first address to the TUC as Labour leader. Over the last few months, Keir...
We cannot go back to business as usual, not back to the status quo. We can't go back to a society where over half of our care workers earn less than the living wage. A society where we pay tribute to a generation that saved us during the Second World War, but now we can't protect them in our care homes. A country where we don't invest in our public services for a decade and now expect our frontline workers to protect us. We need to capture the bravery, the sacrifice and solidarity we've seen from the British people. We all know the furlough scheme can't go on as it is forever. We've never suggested that. But the truth is, the virus is still with us. Infections are rising, lockdowns are increasing, and for some sectors of the economy, retail, aviation, hospitality, and there are others, for millions of workers and for towns and cities under restrictions, it just isn't possible to get back to work or reopen businesses. That isn't a choice. It's the cold reality of this crisis. So it makes no sense at all for the government to pull support away now in one fell swoop. But with a bit of imagination, and if we act in the national interest, a better approach is possible. That's why today I'm calling on the government to work with us to create new targeted support that can replace the job retention scheme, to develop through this a scheme for those sectors that most need it. Imagine how powerful it would be if we could form a genuine national plan to protect jobs, create new ones, and invest in skills and training. So I'm making an open offer to the Prime Minister. Work with us to keep millions of people in work. Work with the trade unions. Work with businesses. Do everything possible to protect jobs and deliver for working people. My door is open. Congress, fire and rehire tactics are wrong. They're against British values. They punish good employers and hit working people hard, and they harm our economy. After a decade of pay restraint, that's the last thing working people need. And in the middle of a deep recession, it's the last thing our economy needs. So I'm calling on the government to act now. Introduce legislation to end fire and rehire and give working people the security that they need and deserve. If you do that, you will have our full support. Congress, the months ahead are going to be rocky. At the helm, we've got the most incompetent government I can remember. And we face the perfect storm of the biggest economic, health and social challenge for a generation.